All right, let's give this about 1 minute. Then I'll kick back and do a little rambling and say absolutely nothing and try not to get upset. So, it's Monday. This is when I start shaking my head. And I shake my head a lot during the day. That's how I work through things now. I just shake my head like now. So, I'll give it another 45 seconds. And then I'll start talking. I don't expect anybody to listen to this because everybody comes in and out of this channel, so I don't really care. Another 30 seconds, and I'll start my ramble. All right, here's 30 seconds. This is going to be a tough one to get through, like they all are. Yeah, this one's going to be tough. Okay, Mondays are hell for me. I put the dog down on a Monday. I put her down 13 weeks ago today, somewhere around this time. So there's going to be a lot of pausing as I try to get through this. And I'm not going to go into details about what was happening, but I put her in the car, took her to the hospital. I said, "Are we putting her down or what? Stop playing games with me." And I had no idea that was going to be the end of her life. So, before I would cry all day and night. Now I do a little better. When I think about her, that's when I completely lose it. And at least for a while, Mondays are going to be a tough day for me until I stop counting down the weeks. 13 weeks today. So, Facebook sends those memories. Like, this was posted 3 years ago. When I first got her, I was posting photos of her all the time. I have probably 4,000 or 5,000 videos and photos of her. And I won't look at them yet because I can't deal with it. It's way too hard for me. The memory, that's one thing. The minute I see the smile, the moving, the back paws kicked out. When I see her living, that's the hard part for me. Is to see her moving around. And all the memories. So. I'm far from over this. I have absolutely zero support. Not that I would expect it, but I have zero support. My mom was at an appointment today and she was talking. I could hear her talking behind my back to somebody about the dog and something about if I live to be 1,000,000 years old, I will, or she's saying if she lives to be 1,000,000 years old. It was like a stab in the back to me about the dog. I don't know what, she says, I will never tell him this, and I've already told her, I said, don't you ever talk about my dog, ever. Because of the stuff she said to the dog and to me and to what she did. So I've just told her, never, ever talk about my dog again. So she does it behind my back, 30 feet away from me, to a stranger. And whatever she said, I put little weight in it because she doesn't know what the heck she's talking about most of the time. She thinks she does, but... So I woke up this morning, I had a message on Facebook, posts that I made years ago of the dog, because I was so happy when I rescued her. And we had the best time, and I saved her life. And she knew it. We were there for each other. So the morning started out with going to the house to take my mom to an appointment, and all of a sudden it's the drama and the battle, and I go, oh boy, here we go again. I've been here for how many minutes, and you're starting up? When I got her to her appointment, and when I found out that escrow's moving along, and I'll probably be out of here in a very short time with some big bucks. So if I get some big bucks, I'm gonna go buy myself a Slurpee. And then I left. I just didn't want to be there. Between the mom and the dog and selling this place and 10 months of hell, it's just a little too much for me. Way too much for me. So, and then about 20 minutes ago, I got a message on my cell phone, which I seem to get all the time now. Suddenly the cell phone started to send me memory stories of the dog. And they were photos that I took the first year that I had her, the second year that I had her, and I just saw her happy. She was happy. That's one thing that everybody said, from the place I rescued her from, to the vets that took care of her, to the people that put her down. All of them said she was lucky to have you because you gave her the best life anybody could have, which is true. That's why this is so difficult for me. Because without a doubt, I know I treated her better than a spouse treats another spouse or a parent treats a kid. She was absolutely the queen. She was taken care of so well. And I did everything I could for her because she was what mattered in my life. So this is a tough one for me. And some days I think I'm doing good, and then something sets me off, or I see her picture or video, and that's it. Mostly what I'm doing now is just holding on, waiting for this place to sell so I can get rid of one less thing in my life that I have no control over. I had no control over the dog except making the decision to put her down, which I made immediately because I would never put her through suffering. And I knew she wasn't suffering. I knew her life would have been over within a few hours had I not made that decision. So I didn't do it for me, I did it for her. I have no control over that. And the whole thing with my mom and going in that house and putting up with all the stuff I do every day. I have no control over that. So every day is just a day to get through to the next day. I don't remember with my first dog, my second dog. All I know is I cried for months. The first day my first dog, I put her down when I was really young, and I cried hours and hours a day for months because she was my childhood dog. And this dog should still be alive to this day. She should have years. She should have had years of life ahead of her. So all of this came from out of nowhere. All of this came at a nightmare of a time. And all of it has just knocked me on my butt. It's just way too much. My life is on hold. It's been on hold for a year. A lot of unhappiness, a lot of tension, a lot of stress, a lot of stuff I just have zero control over. None. And this whole caregiving thing with my mom, but I wish my sisters would help, and they refuse to do anything. It's like, you take care of her, we want nothing to do with her. So I saw the little video clip. I was going to go outside and go watch some planes. And I went outside and I went, nope. It was about 85 degrees a few hours ago. And now where I'm at, the wind is kicking up and it's breezy. And I don't want to, even though it's warm, it's not that warm. That's the whole weird thing about this beach and the airport. Be 80 degrees, 100 degrees in the morning, and at 4 o'clock, the sun is out and the wind is so strong you could freeze your butt off. So I walked out and I went to go back inside. I looked at the video clip, which I wasn't ready to do. Totally lost it. Totally. I got relatives now that won't even talk to me because they say, get over the dog already. And I go, F you, don't you ever tell me how to deal with my emotions. They didn't tell me how to raise her. They didn't tell me what food to buy for her. They didn't tell me when to take her to the vet or when to play, or they have no right to tell me what to do now. So this is life. Mondays are going to be rough for a while. One of these days I'll probably stop counting down the weeks, but right now it's 13 weeks. And I was probably in the vet about now, on the floor, holding her while she was getting her shots that killed her. And I understand it's a business, but what's pathetic is that you have to pay them to do that. And I told them, let me pay now, because after this is over, I just have to get out of here. And I walked out of that room crying hysterically. Somebody came over and said, are you okay? Do you need us to get you a ride? And I said, I'm okay. And that waiting room, that place was huge. That waiting room just got silent. All these people in there with their animals. The place just got silent, and I walked out crying, holding my face, crying. They drove there with my dog, and I left without her. This was not supposed to happen. Not yet. So hopefully in another, can't even talk. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Hopefully in another 10 days or so, 10, 15 days, I'll be out of here. Get a nice big check. Throw it in the bank. I'll tell you, money doesn't buy happiness. I would give every penny that I'm going to get my dog back. So, life has been on hold since I moved in to take care of my mom. Life got worse and went on hold when the dog got very ill. Life went on hold when I put her down, and life is on hold while I'm taking care of my mom. And I don't know how long that's going to go on for. But there's a lot of unhappiness. All right, I think that's it. I don't know how I'm going to get through the rest of the night, but that's how you can tell I'm having a hard time when I'm doing my videos, because instead of crying, I just start gasping for air, trying to calm down, or I shake my head. But you can't see me shake my head on the video, and you don't hear me gasping right now. So, all right, I'm going to shut this off. All stuffed up in nasal. Try to get through the night. I miss you, little lady. I wish you were alive.